on the placeholder, and then we go over here and we do this part. Hello, hello, everybody. All right. I would like to hear it. So I would prefer if I can hear it. Can I? Okay. All right. That's for me. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Supplemental. I'm your host, T-Bone, from the Lunsby Show with T-Bone and Chick Brew. You will not know what the last 19 minutes have been about, but I can tell you this. We're starting from scratch. As always, we start with your National Days of the Week. Actually, we start with an explanation. The Lunsby Show, the Supplemental, is in addition to the Lunsby Show. We do segments on Sunday mornings, live on Sunday mornings, that we do not do when we tape the Lunsby Show with T-Bone and Chick Brew. That's what it is. We do three things. We do This Week in History. We do a local community service note. And we do your National Days of the Week. So starting with your National Days of the Week, take two. Today, Cinco de Mayo. My favorite local Mexican restaurant is bringing in a mechanical bull. I'm not sure why they're doing that. I don't need a mechanical bull to celebrate a holiday of Cinco de Mayo. I need cervezas, burritos, nachos, quesos. Did I mention cervezas? That's all I need. And then I can with the rest of them. It is National Cinco de Mayo, but it is also National Lemonade Day. Put that in your sock and smoke it. National Lemonade Day, especially for my viewers who are still there in Spain. You got the lemon trees everywhere. You go out there, you grab some of those lemon trees. And if you don't know what to do with those lemons, then you give them to a friend who does. And that friend goes to the exchange and buys a bottle of Fino and gets a bag of sugar. And you take that sugar and that Fino and those lemons, and you make limoncello. Take the opportunity to convert National Lemonade Day into National Limoncello Day. Moving on to the 6th of May. You didn't know this, but it is National Nurses Day. And I have a bunch of nurses in my life, and I love them all to some extent, one way or another. Not only is it National Tony Day, by the way, it's also National Nurses Day. So if you have a nurse in your life, give them a big old hug and tell them Happy Nurses Day. And that goes for your dude nurses too, okay? They're still nurses. And for all those other people that have the different letters in front of their name, but they're not doctors, yeah, for those. They get a hug too. It's National Nurses Day. On the 7th, it is National Homebrew Day. Yeah, if you've got somebody who claims that they brew their own beer and offers to bring that beer in and let you drink it, but never does, this is the day you call them out. A National Homebrew Day, if you're a home brewer, it's time to put up or shut up. You either bring in the beer you've been promising, Dave, or you stop claiming to be a home brewer, okay? All right. On the 8th of May is National Give Someone a Cupcake Day. Give someone a cupcake. I'm going to attempt to give people, random strangers, cupcakes on National Give Someone a Cupcake Day on the 8th of May. But would you, honestly, you take a cupcake from me? I wouldn't take a cupcake from me. I would not. I would not accept a cupcake from a stranger or from people I know. It's a very rare person that's going to be able to get me to eat a cupcake on National Give Someone a Cupcake Day. But I'm going to try because I do this for fun. It's an experiment. I have a good time. On the 9th, it's National Christina Day. Like nurses, I got a couple of Christinas in my life. Okay? You got a couple of Christinas in your life? We'll do something special for them on their name day, the 9th, National Christina Day. On the 10th is National Military Spouse Appreciation Day. Yes, appreciate the dependas. And all right, okay, they're not all dependas. And dude spouses, right? If you win the lottery, if you're a card-carrying member of the Canoe Club and you've got a brown ID card, you're a dependent husband, you're winning at life, sir. Good for you. I salute you. And finally, on the 11th of May, it is National Dog Mom Day. So you got your little fur babies out there, and it's National Dog Mom Day. So be sure to do something extra special for the dog moms in your life. And that has been your National Days of the Week. Rustling of paper. I wrestle, not rustle. I wrestle the paper. Here we go with your community service note. Now, our fire departments in central Pennsylvania love to raise money. They're always doing something. They're cooking some chicken. They're making some pancakes. They're always doing something. None of them really entice me. Until now. On the 11th, that's next Saturday, your Penn Township Volunteer Fire Department, located at 1750 Pine Road in Newville, will be having an all-you-can-eat spaghetti dinner. Starting at 4 p.m., it's $10 for adults. It's $4.50 for kids between 6 and 12, and under 6 kids eat free. And if you're a kid that's on the border, maybe you just turned 7, but you could pass for 6, you tell them you're 6. You get that free spaghetti. I know they're there to raise money, but that's what the calendar's for. It's eat-in only. It's all-you-can-eat spaghetti supper. It's eat-in only. They have a full salad bar with 25 different items on it. Dessert and drink is included. That's 1750 Pine Road in Newville on the 11th of May. And that has been this week's community service note. Go support your little calendar boys. Oh, I'm going to need that paper. Because now we move into the section, which is where we found out earlier, this is where we found out we didn't have any sound when we got to this section. I got 2 viewers. I hope you're competitive. I hope you are of the competitive type, okay? Because it's more fun when there's competition. And again, if you get the answer wrong, I forgive you. It's okay to guess multiple times until I tell you you are correct. In 1926, this company became the first company in America to start the 40-hour work week. Because before that, they would work you to death. 1926, here's a clue. I give clues along the way, and I know there's a time delay. So I let you think about it. I let you marinate on it, okay? 1926, I can tell you that this company is still around, right? So it's a survivor. I can tell you that it's headquartered in Detroit, Michigan. And now I take a sip of the life juice. Any guess will do. I can't go long periods of time without saying something. Third viewer, I will repeat the question because of the third viewer. This company, in 1926, was the first company in the United States to start the 40-hour work week. The clues I have given so far is the company is still around, and it is headquartered in Detroit, Michigan. I can't be silent. I've given you plenty of time to answer, and I've lost 2 viewers in the process. It is the Ford Motor Company. All right. In 2011, this great day in naval history, SEAL Team 6 goes into Pakistan and takes out the number one terrorist in the world. My question to you, zero viewers, my question to future viewers is what? All right, it was Osama bin Laden that got shot. But who put that animal down? What is the name of the American hero that put two in his skull? Do you know? This was a big deal. We had been trying to kill this guy for a long time because, he was responsible for the death of many, many Americans. When this happened, I was in a different time zone. And I remember that even though it was really, really hush-hush, and I was not in a place where I should have been getting this kind of information, but within hours, I knew the rank of the individual that put Osama bin Laden down. If you haven't figured it out yet, he was a senior chief, and his name, Rob O'Neill, forever goes down in the annals of American history as the man who put down bin Laden. In 1951, congressional hearings began into the dismissal of this general. This general, he had some issues, and he was fired by President Harry Truman. Do you know who he is? If you're good on your history, I could tell you he escaped the Philippines. And when he escaped the Philippines, he uttered these very important words: "I shall return." And 3 years later, he did. But he had kind of a God complex. Generals were different back in those days. They were on the front lines. They weren't sitting in offices in the back with the gear. You know what I mean? The general in question, one Mr. Douglas MacArthur. In 1959, take a guess at this one, she became the first black woman to win a Grammy Award. Do you know? Do you know who the first black woman was that won a Grammy? It's kind of like basketball. And since then, they've won them all. No, they win most of them. They do a good job. They represent very, very well in the music categories. Who was the first black woman to win a Grammy? I want to give you a clue, but I can't. I can't think of any of her songs. The only song I have in my head right now is Etta James, and that's not the right answer. The woman who won the first black woman to win a Grammy was, in 1959, Miss Ella Fitzgerald. All right. Here we go. In 1904, playing for the Boston Americans, that's what they were called back then, this person pitches wrong camera again. This person pitches the first perfect game in Major League Baseball history. I'm not trying to stump you, okay? I'm not playing a game of Stump the Chump. I'm not sharing information with you that you're only hearing for the very first time or that I only knew 10 seconds ago. I'm not doing that. You probably know who this is, but you didn't know what he did. There's a big trophy that's named after the athlete that in 1904 pitched the first perfect game in Major League Baseball. That man's name, and probably if I give you his first name only has 2 letters in it, and his first name is most likely a name you've never heard ever again. I got a viewer, so I'm going to go back and remind you what we're talking about here. In 1904, this young man playing for the Boston Americans pitched the first perfect game. Yes, Damien, it was Cy Young. And have you ever met a Cy? Ever? Thank you. All right. 1937. I don't know how, there's a bunch of different ways I could frame this question. I'm going to start big picture. I'm going to start way up here at the 200-foot view. It was the first, I will say, this is probably not true. I will say this is the very first video ever to go viral. And when you hear it, what it is, you'll probably agree with me. Think about it's black and white, it's actually film, but we've all seen it many, many times. And the phrase uttered by a witness at the scene was, "Oh, the humanity." It was in Lakehurst, New Jersey. It's an event that occurred in Lakehurst, New Jersey in 1937. It was a dirigible. Something happened to this dirigible. I knew a guy once who was a dirigible tender in the United States Navy. He, no kidding, was one of the guys that would hold on to the lines of a dirigible. And I'm intentionally using that word, and just in case you don't know what a dirigible is. All right. Clues continue. It's in Lakehurst, New Jersey. You hear the first viral video ever. You hear the phrase, "Oh, the humanity." Oh, I didn't know that. The lead singer of The Fix is named Cy. See? Everybody learns. I got to learn that this is the camera I'm looking at. Everybody learned something today. It was the Hindenburg, Damien. You're killing it. You are killing it, my friend. And the final clue of the week in This Week in History's little trivia contest, a German submarine sinks this ship in 1915. It kills 1,198 people on board, to include 128 Americans. The sinking of this ship was one of the catalysts that led to World War I. Anybody want to guess what the name of the cruise ship was? Just a bunch of people having a good time. They probably got the drink package. They're sitting in the hot tub. This is 1915, so it was probably a coal-burning hot tub. No, there was, 1915 Carnival Cruise Line is nothing like 2024 Carnival Cruise Line. Now it's all fat people in bikinis. But back then, they were all dressed up quite nicely. What was the name of the ship that was sunk in 1915 by a German submarine, killing a whole bunch of innocent people? Going once. Going twice. It was the Lusitania. And that has been This Week in History. Yes. I'm giving you credit for it, Damien. I'm giving you credit because I didn't account for the time delay. Good job, sir. This week's live winner is Mr. Damien Fitz. Very funny man. Check him out if you ever get to check him out. I believe Damien's got his own podcast, and you should listen to that because if I remember correctly, it was entertaining the times I've checked it out. Damien, throw yourself a plug in the comments, and I'll do a better job of plugging your podcast in the future. Ladies and gentlemen, this concludes the Supplemental number 34. We are taping a new episode of the Lunsby Show later today. We'll release that later in the week. And, of course, catch me Friday nights for the Warno and Sunday mornings for the Supplemental. With that being said, I remind myself that the camera I should be looking at is over here. What is going on? I remind you today as I remind you every day. Just be the best person that you could be. And if you were a great person today, be an even better person tomorrow. Check-proof sends her love. I am